Alright, yeah. So you have the A minor chord. This A minor chord has the notes A, C, and E in it. I'm going to play it up here. This is the bar chord variant of it on the 5th fret, using that kind of E minor shape, which you can also see up here. Just using it up here. Just pretend this is like the top of your fretboard. That's honestly the best way I've learned how to reason out, or getting used to using open positions for stuff and feeling it the same way. So I have this A minor chord, and the cool thing about sound is that there's a bunch of different sounds that go together in different ways, and they evoke essentially a different tone or a different feeling or mood. And the way that manifests is that you probably can tell vaguely the sound that someone, or like what kind of emotion a sound makes out of you, or brings out of you, and you can kind of guess that between hearing different things, and they might sound similar as well, because I mean it's not random that everything will sound a similar way if it's designed a similar way. If you take this A minor chord and then say I play the A minor pentatonic, which is a scale, it's a 5-note scale, pentatonic. You can play it like this. And that's like 2 octaves of it. It basically, a scale is just a note and then the next octave of that note and all the notes in between. And there's notes generally in Western music. There's 8 notes within the scale, including the octave. So it would be, if I just did an A minor scale, not a pentatonic scale, which means 5, I just did the A minor without that, you'd be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The naming of these scales, I'll probably talk about some other time, but will basically tell the quality of the chord, if it's major, minor, or whatever, and also tell you with the A part of it, A minor, B minor, C minor, D, which note it starts on, or which note is the tone, the tonal center, what you're going to be like focusing on. It's a set of notes that you can play along with something. For instance, the A minor goes really well with the A minor pentatonic. The A minor chord goes really well with the A minor pentatonic. You can also just put the G minor pentatonic with the A minor chord. So imagine if I was just playing this in a background. Whatever, I'd recommend using a backing track or something if you're going to play like that, or just playing the chord and then playing it afterwards to kind of hear what the chord sounds like and get those sounds in your head, so you see how they kind of match up with the actual scale notes you're playing within the melody. The cool part about this is you can honestly just use any chord shape. I'm only using pentatonics in this box shape because it's really simple and really easy to move around, and I think that you can get a ton of stuff. You just move that around everywhere, as well as play it over like the same exact chord. You'll be able to hear a bunch of different collisions of honestly pretty weird sounds or dissonant sounding scales. These can all find their use somewhere, and you can also you'll learn through this process that you can often use the combination of multiple pentatonic scales to kind of create a certain sound or a kind of pattern on the fretboard. Like if I wanted to play, say, this like F sharp minor shape up here into this A major pentatonic down here, which I didn't explain the A major pentatonic, it's not my point. It's more so that I have basically these different shapes I have built in my head that I can move between that'll allow me to move up the fretboard. All the way from here to here, and that's honestly one of the most important things I think, is learning to go this way and this way on the fretboard as opposed to going up and down. Those little dynamics like the vibrato and bends will be able to come out a lot more, especially if you have to move up the fretboard. you of course should also learn to play going up and down like this, but I mean, there's just a bunch of skills you can work on. I think going this way and that way actually evoke a lot more understanding of positions and also how to move between them in ways that are honestly more dynamic and fun sounding. I recommend trying a lot of the times to take just something you learn and then shifting it slightly out of place or shifting it all the way out of place somewhere else, and then kind of looking back and seeing which notes combine, for instance, with the original, or with your like original thing. Like for instance here, I'm just playing it on the B, which is 2 frets ahead, this little pentatonic thing, and 2 of the notes match with the A minor, which means I'm probably going to focus on them a lot. And you can use these shapes to honestly climb up the entire fretboard. There is a pattern